Three, two, one. Hey, folks, this is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. This is my co host, Jason Pest Hunter Outdoors. We are going to be discussing several subjects. One is the next year's gathering, and we got some other topics where I'm sure is going to be flowing depending on who's talking about what. We got some new stuff in. Got me a new hat. My wife found it. It is U.S. military, and I'm used to wearing both, Air Force and Army, so I can wear it both. I got a new uh, housing for my GoPro, so now I could start making videos again. Been trying to hold on to my GoPro and record. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, for those of us who have GoPros, that is, not everybody does. I started off with using my phone. I'm sure that's what Jason did too.
No, I still am.
Still is. Okay.
But like I said, I have a good enough phone, even though it's a little bit older. But I actually purchased that one to actually make videos.
Yeah. Hey, Tiny, how you doing?
Hello, Tiny.
Please forgive me. I am actually eating my supper.
Go right ahead.
I'm having tenderloins. Hon, could you do me a favor?
What?
If you hear the fryer go off, can you pull the tenderloin out with a fork?
Yeah.
And put a new one in? I want to make sure I have stuff for lunch tomorrow. Okay, so we are going to see. We got some hunting apparel. This is what we're going to discuss at the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can.
Using this for hunting. I know blaze orange is required for when you're doing deer hunting and some turkey hunts, but not necessarily for squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting. I'm having cheap pizza. Okay, nothing wrong with that.
No.
As long as oh, there he is.
Oh, there's Jason.
There's J2. He didn't get I hadn't sent him a link yet, but he will have it shortly. Get him up here. Oh, he's not going to be able to hang out. Oh, man.
That's okay.
Family comes first.
Yes.
First and foremost. Doesn't matter what we want. It's what you need. So say hi, hello, and hope your family is doing well. So that's all we're going to say for you, AT. So hopefully next time. Or I'll catch you on Thursday if we're lucky.
Yeah, or tomorrow.
Or tomorrow.
Yep.
Or if I get a chance to do anything on Saturday or Sunday, we'll do that. Unless I do a video from the flea market, which might be something interesting. Thank you, brother. Now, I got my little GoPro on its major stand. It's a Bauer little mini tripod. Great for, I'm going to try something eventually. It says, according to the site, I should be able to stream through this if I use the app. I can't stream straight from there, but if I use the app off my phone, I should be able to do something. But I'm hoping Bear Eagle is out there somewhere. I never did get a hold of him about my picture for my logo and stuff. Mac, do not. No, he was going to use this as a switching code.
He was checking it out, huh?
He was checking it out.
Mark has Jericho.
So, yes, it's not on at the moment, folks. It's there. Let's see who else. What kind of pizza are you having, Tiny? I'm curious. And Jason, what do you have for supper?
Oh, I haven't had supper yet.
You have not had supper yet.
No, it's being delivered. It's being delivered.
What'd you order?
Salad.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
What, salad?
Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Not enough protein.
Well, depends on what's on the salad.
Oh, I didn't say there wasn't any meat on there. No, there's plenty of meat on it, on that salad.
Jenny can't have salad due to her condition.
Yeah.
$2.
He says got $2 pizza.
Well, is that like pepperoni, sausage, beef?
Combination.
Okay.
What'd you do? Did he go down to Hunt Brothers? Go down to Hunt Brothers at the local station and get a quarter pizza for a couple $.
Yeah, they have places like that. We have Quick Star. We have um, Casey's. I'm not sure if you have a Casey's down there or not.
No,
Tostinos. Now,
Oh, okay.
Jason, if we ever get
Yeah.
you up here for a gathering, I'm going to take you to Casey's Pizza. Oh yeah.
Casey's or CC's?
No,
Case.
Casey's.
Casey's.
Okay.
Casey's General Store. It's a gas station.
Oh, yeah.
But
We got one down the street. It's got a Hunt Brothers in it.
well, this one, the ones up here, Casey's General Store, they make some of the best pizza in the state.
Ooh, I happen
Yeah.
to like pizza.
They make a one you might like. They have a taco pizza that you might like.
Oh, I've had those before.
Not from Casey's though. Hmm. So we're talking about food right now, so bear with us.
Oh, geez. He was hauling butt.
He's here
Highway
already.
patrol. Highway patrol
Oh,
going by. Yeah, I can actually hear and see the street from here,
okay.
from my living room. But yeah, like I said, we've only got a few people on. Come on, where is everybody?
Well, I know where Cliff is at. He's actually on Rain Dance Outdoors channel,
Mhm.
Jesse's channel. That's where he hangs out. Nothing wrong with that. They do a lot
Yeah.
of drinking on that channel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are not. When I say that, I mean like connoisseur type drinking.
Yeah.
They do.
Let me taste this. Oh, that tastes good. Let me
No,
taste
no,
that
not
one.
just like that. I mean, they're trying different types of beers. That craft beers. Home craft beers, and they do like different types of whiskey depending on the day. Not necessarily the things, but me. I'll stick to my Pepsi. But do I have whiskey? Yes. Do I have wine? Yes. Do I drink either one? No. But they make good trade items.
Oh, yes.
And whiskey is a very good anesthetic and as well as a antiseptic.
Hmm. Sterilizer.
Hmm?
Sterilizer.
Mm-hmm. And if Mandy shows up, her color street is in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just a little, well, those kind of things. I'm not sure if she's going to show up yet or is she out of bed yet.
It says we got 4 people on.
Tell me when the next one's here.
So,
Let me check something here.
yeah, like I said, there's you, me, and there's Tiny.
Well,
And
there'll be
AT.
more.
And AT, yeah.
AT was in and out.
Yeah.
He's got family stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I
family
have
comes first.
Yep. I have no troubles with that.
We may be family, but we're extended family. Like the weird cousin 3 times removed.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see. I got to see stuff here going on. Hold on. Yeah, like I said, after that front went through, oh man, it got cold here for us.
It was 26 degrees here this morning.
It doesn't really get that cold for us here.
It's 35 right now.
Yeah, it's 50 here now. This morning it was in the low 40s.
Hon, could you go check the turn on?
Yes. Is
Let me
Mac
see
underneath
what
my
the
chair?
No,
see what the winds are doing. Let's see.
the one that
Everything's
gets under
all
your
nice
chair
and
is right there.
calm.
Yeah, I know.
So are we
Ooh.
doing the weather report?
Yeah, I'm checking the weather for tomorrow.
Oh, there's no-
Let's see, 7 o'clock. Ooh, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. It's supposed to be calm, no wind.
Okay. As of Friday, it's supposed to warm up to about 70. But right now,
Yeah.
it's 34 degrees. Skies will be clear. Low will be 23. Low
Oh,
freezing. Wind
yeah.
is 7 miles an hour. And it doesn't say out of where. And there's a 3/4 moon. Sure, we can put them up in the freezer if we need to.
Yeah,
But
the humidity and dew
Saturday
point
is
has
going to be
dropped here big time.
in the almost 80 degrees.
Yeah, that's more my temperature, 85.
Not mine. I like it a little on the cooler side in the 60s. I'm more comfortable then.
Well, yeah, I like the 60s at night because then the mosquitoes don't like it.
Mm, that's true.
But it's supposed to be nice and calm. It's supposed to be 36 degrees tomorrow morning. It was 33 this morning.
Yeah, we got you beat depth
Yeah.
wise.
No, that's still cold for us here.
Our coldest has been many degrees below zero.
Yeah, no, that's too cold.
It's
But we're,
Iowa.
yeah, it looks like everything all mellows out in the high 70s for the highs and
I have to
low to high 40s for next week. So, which is good. That means all little night critters will be out foraging for food. So,
Well, I had an idea maybe if my wife's up to it. Well, depending on the weather, of course. It's supposed to be in the 80s, almost 80 Sunday, Saturday.
here.
79,
Wow.
that's the high. And we can get some firewood going. And we can just, sit around the campfire, maybe roast marshmallows or something.
Yeah, that's almost fun.
Or hot dogs or something. It's 67% chance of rain here in Oregon.
Cocoa.
Down the low 50s. I'll take it. I can understand that, Tiny. My sister-in-law used to live in Oregon.
yeah, like I said, it's supposed to drop big time there this upcoming week.
Let me double check my weather here.
Yeah, and it's supposed to warm up for us and really cool down for them because they get that big high moving off the coast further out into the Pacific, and it's allowing that the cold front to come straight down.
Right. Let's see here. Saturday is high of 79 with a low of 56.
Yeah, like I said,
Sunday is
yeah,
even more so. It's a high of 80 with a low of 64. So it's going to be really nice Saturday and Sunday.
oh yeah,
But
yes,
please
Tiny.
don't kill me, folks, but I want snow for a reason. I want to go proper hunting, but I need a good hard freeze or snow in order to do that.
Yeah, at least a week.
Yeah, it needs to be cold.
Yeah, because I got these 3 days of being cold here, and my neighbor was out hunting squirrels over the weekend, and I wasn't invited.
Oh,
Oh man,
we were looking at the shotgun shells when Ian was here over the weekend, and it turns out I have the wrong kind of ammo. Unfortunately.
No, no cookies for you.
well, I'm gonna hide while I eat.
What was that?
I'm going to hide while I eat.
Well, I'm not going to. Because I got big sandwiches and all that. Jenny and I are planning the next grilled cheese challenge.
Ah,
This is Jenny and I stuff.
Well, Jenny tells me what kind of cheese she likes, and I make her a grilled cheese. Is that generally what happens?
Yeah.
So that's my grilled cheese challenge, right?
Yep.
She has no issues with my grilled cheese. She actually likes it.
I usually burn it.
that's good.
But you guys see my grilled cheese. I don't burn it.
Cookies. No.
I'm not gonna pull a cliff.
This may look like a camouflage cup. It's not. It's my wife's Grogu cup. I told her I was borrowing it. A polar vortex would be nice. Kill all the sick and dying bunnies and squirrels that we don't have to worry about. Then we can just actually hunt for food and not have to worry about where we're going if they're going to do much to
Edible
us.
or not.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of squirrels lately. Right, love?
Yep.
So at least 2 rabbits in the backyard. I've not seen the groundhog in weeks, but he may be in hibernation.
Yeah, it's
We're not
close enough.
sure. Now, I don't know if Tiny hunts or not, but I have to do some checking. Well, I can at least ask. Please forgive me. That I am a procurer of food when I hunt. I don't do trophies. There will be no animal heads or anything like that in this house.
Heck no.
Now, if we do an animal fur that's been procured while hunting, like a deerskin rug or something,
No.
even if it's soft and furry, keep you
No.
warm.
Don't get animals in the house.
Dead pig right there. Am I wrong?
No dead animal byproducts that cannot be consumed.
Jenny loves venison. She loves rabbit. She loves squirrel. She just doesn't want to have to deal with it. You know how it goes, Jason.
Oh yeah.
My parents raised rabbits.
I should be able to get my license here in the next couple of days here, hopefully.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey Johnny, then I can set out some traps for raccoons. Maybe the bobcat.
Tiny, if you decide to go deer or elk hunting, especially elk, I haven't had any. Is if you get any deer jerky, let me venison, elk jerky. I would love to try some. I have not done so yet. Um,
Here, Annie, have some cookies.
no, I'm not done with my supper yet.
Okay.
Um, it's right now. It is bow season still, but I am not getting my tags for that as of yet because we have no way of keeping anything we get. We need a deep freeze, and they are going to be working on the wiring in the basement soon. So hopefully, when we put in a deep freeze down there, we'll have room for a deer and other edibles. Thank you. I really appreciate it. One thing I wasn't able to do this year was to go bring home some trout when I usually go trout fishing. Jenny loves my trout. At least I believe she does.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had it.
Yeah, I brought it home several times. Remember, I cook it in butter.
Oh.
That's how Ian eats it. Well, Johnny, it is deer season here in Iowa. If you happen to come up,
Well, it is here.
and I just don't. I mean, all we have is the minivan, and it's not the most conducive vehicle for hunting.
Mm-mm.
Now, is my skills good enough? I believe that they are. It's just the fact is, hunting public land is hard because people are territorial to the nth degree sometimes.
Yes, they are.
And the thing is, they have no right to be.
It's lovely.
It's
That's why
public
I'm supposed to
land.
have my days off in the middle of the week.
Yeah. I will be off on Thursday because I was supposed to take Jenny to the dentist, but she doesn't want me to. She wants me to stay home and have the guy.
If the guy is still here when I have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not, then I can go with him.
Right.
But I don't
Hey,
know how
Bobby.
long it's going to take.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, Bobby.
Now, bows is what I use, but they do have a shotgun season. I am not ready for that as of yet. I do need to get the right ammo. When I was talking about the wrong ammo, I found out I didn't buy steel shot. I bought lead shot,
Yeah.
and so I have to wait and get the new ammo with the steel shot. For that way, I can hunt squirrels, rabbits, pheasants, and turkey. So hopefully, during turkey season, I can actually get something. Especially if we can figure out a deep freeze between now and then. What do you think, love?
Maybe.
Maybe she would keep. She would want me to keep it stocked. I'm sure, because Ian. She's already put in an order for at least 6 rabbits each from Ian and me.
Mm.
So we're gonna have to wait until Ian get Ian's hunting license for him. He's got his hunter safety card. He's passed that class. Now he just got to get his license. Oh, dang it! Please forgive me for eating with my hat on.
How
I
dare you?
I generally don't. Oh, that's good, Bobby.
Mhm.
As long as you have the proper broadheads and you're fairly confident in your shots placement, you should be okay. I've hunted turkey without a stand, without a blind. All I wore was camouflage, and I stood straight up in the middle of an opening, a glen, little mini glen, and watched them come by me. And deer came up within 10 feet of me, trying to figure out what I was. I just move.
Oh, they're just curious.
Yeah, one ran out to see where what I was, stopped, ran around to back to the other two, back to where I was 3 times to try to see if I was something he should worry about.
Mhm.
It wasn't his season.
Yeah.
Now, if this was a survival situation, he probably would have went down.
If it's brown, it's down.
I mean, it doesn't matter whether it was a doe or a buck. When you get to any tagless or any type season and you need the food, take the food. Don't worry about trophies. Trophies are nice, but they're not necessary. You know, we've been seeing turkey though on the
Uh,
I drive home from work in this one field where they just rolled up hay bales, the big 6 foot round bales, and I want to find out who the owner of that property is so badly, where I can get permission. So at least getting one good shot at a turkey sounds like an awesome. Oh, I've
yeah.
seen deer in middle of town. Jenny found one right in the middle of a busy intersection.
Yeah.
She was
Right in front of me.
right down 100th Street, and it was really interesting. No, Mac. It actually went towards a location called Deer Crossing.
Deerfield Crossing.
Yeah, it was the name of the plaza. It was not an
Oh.
actual sign. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah, I know. Solid.
You know what
With
you need to go with that salad? You
with
need a taco.
a what?
A taco.
Uh, no, I had salami in there, ham, um, jalapenos, pepperoncinis, olives.
Bobby, I once was in my hometown, and I saw a pheasant walking down the middle of the street.
Yeah, they're not that bright.
Well, we couldn't do anything with him,
No.
so we just let him be. Because I mean, Now, the big giant muskrat walking down the road, that was a little bit more disturbing
Yeah,
because you look like a giant rat anyway.
they do. Smaller version of a nutria.
That the body was that big,
Hmm.
but he was like this big around.
Sure, it wasn't a nutria.
I don't know what the difference is.
The size.
I don't know what the difference is.
It looks like a beaver without a flat tail. That's what a nutria looks like.
I've never even heard of the word until you said it just now.
Yeah, look it up. It's pretty cool.
I will do so at a later time.
Yeah, they get good size. They were bred for their fur, and then when the
Right.
fur market took a crash, they just let them go
Okay.
years ago.
Like minks and all those kind of things they used to raise and they let go in the wild.
Yeah, they just open the cage and let them go.
I have actually seen a mink before in the wild.
Yeah, all they have to do is go Johnny. All they have to do is go a couple of miles over into Louisiana. They got a lot of them there. They say we have them here, but I haven't seen any.
So it's a rat looking thing or a beaver looking thing?
In between, it looks like a big old giant rat beaver. What happens is they actually burrow into levees, into the sides of the creeks, and they also devegetate around the entire area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny and I actually we were picking up Ian last Friday. We went to the McDonald's in Marshalltown. Remember what we saw, him? Huh?
No, I do not.
The possum.
Oh.
Oh, I see them all. I see them all the time.
Big ones. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Like I said, I've seen raccoons here in the 20, 25 pound plus range here.
No, but a possum in a McDonald's drive-through.
Yeah, they're here too. I got lots of possums here too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wasn't expecting, especially when as crowded as it was,
Mm-hmm.
he was just sitting there, just waiting, like he's waiting his turn. It was a busy, McDonald's. Well, I think you guys have issues with. I mean, I know it happens in Florida a lot. You guys get any armadillos?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere here.
I know they're invasive.
No, this is their natural habitat here.
It is? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with them?
There's nothing you can really do with them. The only way to get them to stop damaging your property and causing, foundation issues is you actually have to remove them.
I
Unfortunately.
heard someone used a Dotson to go after those things in their burrows.
Oh, a dachshund, like as in a dog. Okay, I thought you said Dotson as in truck.
I said Dotson, as in puppy. The long wiener dogs.
Yes, I know. It sounded the same over my headset. I had to think there for a moment. No, he didn't say Dotson.
Back in the day, they were bred to go after badgers.
Yes.
They're badger dogs, which most people don't realize. They think, oh, they're so cute. They're all skinny and everything.
No, they're vicious.
They're tunnel dogs. They will go down into the tunnels after them. Now, that would be something,
with the tailpipe, yeah.
No, it depends on. I mean, we grew up with dogs when I was a kid. We had Brittany's. That's true. I've seen that happen, Bobby. I have. Raccoons are not vicious per se,
They
but
can. They can be.
they're persistent,
Yeah.
especially
like-
when there's food involved.
Yeah, they're persistent as in stubborn, just like humans are.
And the fact is they have hands.
Yes, they do.
That's the issue. They have hands. Hey, Howie, how you doing?
Hello, Howie. Yeah, I just so my problem here is we just have too many raccoons. They've gotten quite a few of the mother-in-law's chickens. So now that it's trapping season here, maybe putting a couple of traps out and maybe getting a
I've got
couple
one
of pelts.
trap,
I got several.
but mine are a live trap. Mine's a live trap.
Well, all mine are alive too.
Your foothold traps and stuff like that.
They're still a live trap because they're alive when you
Mine's
find
a
them.
caged,
The cage
kind
trap,
of.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, then they, you don't feed them anymore. Then they get extremely destructive.
Yeah, because they're looking for food.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Howie. Really appreciate it.
You? Yeah, like I said, that's why everybody, the fishing game tell you, do not, feed the wildlife. Do not leave food out for them. This and that. Yeah.
Um,
Always pick up your dog's food at every night. Bring it in. Bring in their water.
make sure you secure your trash cans.
Oh yes.
Which reminds me, in about half an hour, I've got to go take out the trash.
Oh yeah, you got early morning trash tomorrow, huh?
Well, tonight I got recycling is at 9:30 tonight, and
Oh.
trash is in the morning.
Oh, go take care of that right now, or else you're gonna forget.
Hun,
What?
we have everything in the recycling.
Yep.
Can you help me get the trash together? I'll be right back.
Yes.
You got the con.
Okay. Hello, Life with Bobby. How you doing?
Discuss some hunting techniques and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, if you have too many raccoons in your area, yeah, you're gonna end up with no turkeys, no fowl at all. They just raid the nest, eat the eggs, kill the chicks, and eat the hens that are sitting on the eggs. So yeah. So if anybody's wondering why they don't have any wild turkeys in their area where they're supposed to be, that's one reason. Another reason is the possums will do the same thing, and so will the skunks. So yes, I've learned all this stuff a long time ago being in pest control. I learned a lot about it. Yeah, they all are. The thing is, when they get out of population, then the population gets too high. There's not enough for them to eat.
No, you're not.
They get desperate, and they will go through extra lengths to try and get food, and sometimes water.
And the one right there, obviously.
And I know I used to have to deal with them in a municipality inside of a city. That's when they called me in and hauled them off.
I'm not going out over the rocks barefoot. I don't want to.
Yes, they do. They're corn fed. Yeah. I know some states have no limits on their bobcats. I know some states it's a lottery, which means you actually have to get a tag to even get a bobcat. So, yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah, no. The place. Yeah, A Life with Bobby. Yeah, especially with the feral cats. Yeah, that can be a big issue too. Don't feed the wild cats if at all possible, because you end up with a lot of them, and then they get territorial. They start spraying your vehicles around your house. Cats are extremely territorial. They'll spray everything, saying, "This is my area." Oh yeah, when everybody's out there hunting and fishing, especially now, please be mindful of your surroundings, guys. this is probably going to be one of my topics for tomorrow. Is going to be the recent elevated attacks of wild animals on pets and humans. Okay, so we'll probably go over that tomorrow. If anybody wants to show up to my channel tomorrow, I'll probably have a little bit more lengthy discussion about that. Just please be careful out there because I know some of you don't come over to my channel um, on Wednesday nights. But I'll just let you know that is coming. I'll probably discuss that for about maybe half hour, 45 minutes. I'll probably set a time, probably around uh, maybe 8:30 or so, somewhere in there. My dad is supposed to pop in. So I guess he's going to start coming up live on the panel on Wednesdays now from his shop or his garage where he has all of his fishing gear. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. There, Bobby. Yeah. Like I said, just with the cats. Like I said, we had a neighbor of ours, actually several neighbors, feeding the wild cats, and they would come into my garden. They would defecate, urinate into my garden. I would have to chase them off. Oh wow, that's kind of cool, there, Johnny. Getting that good bobcat tags. Now, do you get the back shops off of them too, as well? I've heard it's really, really good meat. I just haven't tried it yet.
Could be worse.
Where are you going?
Outside, apparently. Matt, get back in the house.
Yeah, one of my favorite foods, believe it or not, is actually moose.
Get in here. Come on.
And there's the wife. She's now in our chat this evening. Hi, Molly.
We had an escapee.
Is he out there chasing cats again?
Well, Mac has decided to do a lap around the front of the house.
Oh,
Really quick perimeter check. He's mad at me. He ran out of greenies.
well, Mac, you can always trap them if they're on the property too. Yeah, Johnny was there. Yeah, he's never hunted them, the bobcats, and probably never will. I've had caribou. I like that. I've had elk. I like that. Oh, well, I thought you were yelling at Colin.
No, I was yelling at Mac
Mm,
because he decided to go do a quick perimeter check. So
yeah,
he does
I'm
that.
free. I'm free.
He does that. He'll run around the house and then come back in the house. Well, it's getting colder out now, so I was like, nope, no, thank you.
Yeah, when it's cold and snowing, yeah, he'll take one step outside and go, nope, I'm going back in.
And Miss Ninja doesn't care. She's just like, nope, I ain't going nowhere outside where it's cold.
She looks outside.
Yeah, she looks out the door. I mean, we've got a screen door that has it's 2 window panels instead of screens,
Hmm.
and you can lower the top of the screen
Yeah.
so you can get fresh air. And I found these magnet screens, window
Yes.
screens. So you can get some of those and put those on there, and you can get fresh air, and the cats can't escape. Win-win. Okay, he's back. Talk to you later.
All right. Take it later.
Thank you, Madonna. Thank you for covering for me. I had some things I want to show you that I was found in the past. I'm not sure if I showed you or not. Here's one of them.
Ah. Oh, my chat is. I need to speed up my
Hey, Blake, how you doing?
phone here.
Hey,
so I can
Molly.
read.
I've
Blake.
never tried caribou, though.
Caribou is really close to venison. That I personally think, but like I said, I've had moose. Actually, caribou, I would probably maybe say in between venison and trying to think of it. But yeah, but I've had mousse, and I love mousse,
Okay, I've never
especially
had
if
moose.
it's a pot roast. Oh man, is it good?
Oh,
Elk.
Jenny loves
It's in
Jenny
between
loves
elk and venison for the caribou.
right. Um, Another thing that I found in the past little bit, I'm not sure if I showed you everybody.
Mm.
I actually have one of these in my backpacking kit, but this is a newer one, and I paid like a couple bucks for this one. I paid a lot more for the other one, and this one has not been used, so still got all the stuff in it. I just dropped
Oh,
everything.
it's not out in it no more.
Well, I mean, it's got the alcohol prep pads. It's got the sting relief thing, and the booklet that comes with it.
There you go, chocolate mousse. There we go.
Ooh, that's a whole different ballgame. I did come up with a new recipe, a new addition to my recipe for making a chocolate hot fudge sundae called the Assassination by Chocolate Sundae. If anybody's interested.
No, I probably won't touch it.
Oh, it's too much chocolate for most people. I would love to see someone be able to eat one and then ask for more because it will kill your taste buds for chocolate for at least 6 months.
No, I don't eat a whole lot of candy. If I eat candy, I'll eat like a couple of
Well,
little Halloween pieces, and then I
this
won't
is
touch it
ice
again
cream.
for a while.
This is
Yeah,
hot fudge sundae. This is different.
yeah. I've never did enjoy chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate candy, chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. Don't care much for.
I like chocolate, but I just don't eat a lot of it. But the thing is, at the time when I first created this thing, I was young and I was in the military.
Mhm.
And as you know, when you're pretty much sugar deprived in the military, everything tastes good,
Yeah,
including all the chocolate you can get your hands on. The newest addition to my hot fudge sundae is going to be Hershey's chocolate pudding. Now, if I could get this recipe printed out by Hershey's, that would be amazing. Because everybody's heard of death by chocolate. This is above and beyond.
yeah. Like I said, I have to let Rob know. Yeah, same thing. It's been since I was older teenager since I've had moose. But oh yeah, man, it's just awesome.
I've never had moose. I've had snake, shark.
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
had squid. Nah, it's a little bit iffy on the squid. Um, I love clam chowder. Most seafoods, for the most part. I tried Alaskan crab once. Not a fan. Well, Bobby, if you ever want my hot fudge sundae recipe, just ask. I will tell you and let you go wild with it. Only thing I'm gonna tell you, there's no nuts in this thing for a reason. So it's usually 100% chocolate of various kinds. Ooh, hun.
Oh
Blake
yeah.
says there's a place down by where he lives. It makes homemade blueberry ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in case anybody's wondering, yeah, there she is. There's Jenny. Now, I have not had homemade ice cream in forever. I know I could make it on the trail if I had ice and rock salt and cream and sugar, but that's neither here nor there. Well, Bobby, if you want me to give you the recipe, just say so. I will. Oh, I bet. Yeah, we grew up hunting, so anything that was huntable back when I was a kid was on the table usually.
Yeah, like I said, I had I had shark when I was a teenager. It was good too.
It was it was chewy.
Mine wasn't. Mine was really nice. It was barbecued.
No, mine was not barbecue. Mine was deep fried.
Oh, most of my fish I cook is usually on the barbecue, anyways.
Well, I was stationed over in Monterey, in California, right on the coast, and they had pretty much anything in the water you could eat. They had available at one place or another. Though I did go to a fancy restaurant, and they had what they called rabbit, and their little portion of rabbit was like this freaking big. I go,
Wow.
dude, I hunted rabbits bigger than this. And I brought home.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Life with Bobby. Yeah. With the calamari, squid, octopus, it has to be timed almost perfect when you're cooking that.
Well, mine was also deep fried again,
Yeah.
where I got it, and it was just so chewy. I just like no flavor whatsoever.
Swordfish. Same thing with like
Never had
mahi
swordfish.
mahi. Yeah, got mahi mahi. Let's see.
Now, freshwater fish I've had.
I
Not,
haven't had grouper yet,
no, I
but I've
mean,
all the fish up on
freshwater is
the
supposed to be.
west coast I've had.
I mean, like I said, I was stationed on the West Coast for the first service. Second service was different.
I don't know why he is barking.
I've heard of redfish, never had it.
I have not had redfish either.
I'm sorry. I've tried salmon. I am not a fan. And please, before someone says it, I've only had canned. No, my dad went salmon fishing up in Alaska and brought some home. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell
Of salmon?
of salmon.
Wow, I love salmon.
It's a personal preference. I mean, don't ask me why. I love tuna, but not salmon. It's just something about it. It turns my stomach.
So not like,
Now, catfish, on the other hand, that's a whole different ballgame. I love
oh yeah,
catfish.
oh yeah. So do I.
I've loved trout, bass. Yeah, I haven't really tried crappie that much, so I can't really have say about much about that. Probably tiny. Yep. Ian is an amazing fisherman, and I still remember to this day the day we were backpacking. We went down to the Mississippi River. He said, "Dad, I want to catch me a catfish." I said, "Okay, go for it." 18 seconds later, he's pulling in a catfish. And he said, "Dad, take it off my hook for me." I go, "Nope, not my job." Because he never dealt with. Hey,
Hey.
Steve, how you doing, brother?
Hey Steve, how you doing?
You snuck
Hey,
in
guys.
on
How's
us.
it going? Yeah, thanks.
Welcome.
How's all the rain and stuff?
Yeah, just starting to settle down now. We've been dry for a couple of days, except our neighbour's dam is still leaking, so we're trying to work through that with him. Yeah, it hasn't been a pleasant experience, but anyway. But we've got another anything up to 5 inches of rain coming in the next week.
Oh
wow.
jeez.
So yeah, so another rain event. So it could be 2 inches, it could be 4. Just it's a little bit up and down as to where it hits, but we're definitely going to get another at least 5 or 6 days of wet weather. So
Oh, that's good.
it's quite unseasonal, quite unusual.
Hey, Jeep, thank you for coming. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
You
Yeah,
beat Andy here.
Yeah, well, like I said, no, I actually watched his video this morning on this property where the dam is leaking on his neighbor's
Yeah.
property, and it's coming across his property towards his home. So
Ooh.
they had to do a trench around the house to try and get most of it away. But you were saying there was so much water, it was cresting over that, right? Coming onto the house.
No, we're okay. We're able to keep it away from the house. So the
Oh, that's
swale that
good.
I've set up's done the job, and then we've got it sandbagged. the main reason we put the sandbag there is in case the dam wall fails, which the state emergency services were actually concerned about that on Thursday, that the dam would actually just give way.
How many acre feet are in that? Excuse me. How many hectare is in that lake?
So it's about the dam itself is about 60 meters long.
Oh wow,
and,
jeez. How deep?
It's probably about 10 foot deep, right in the middle, but that's down below ground level. So
Yeah.
the bank itself is probably only about 2 or 3 feet high. So, and it's not a broad dam. It's only say 8 to 10 meters across. But so it's really only that top level of water, but it's still probably a good million liters that'll come.
Yeah.
If the dam wall fails, it's going to be a fair torrent of water. So it's the sandbags are just in case, because the dam wall there's gum trees growing in it, and that's where it's leaking. Where all the roots are gone
through the roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and the authorities have spoken to the guy, and and he's been quite accommodating. Going forward in long term, that they've got to actually remove those trees and repair the dam wall, and it's not an easy fix. But the easy fix at the moment is to open up his drain and let about 3 feet of water out, so that it's down below ground level, and then it won't impact us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can handle a little bit at a time, but not a foot of water coming down, or yeah.
Yeah, well, like if suddenly you get a burst around one of those gum trees, and suddenly that quickly opens up, and then the whole dam wall breaks. Well, there's a torrent of water, and it's going to go through our fruit orchard where I've got my bees, and then down to the house, and it's not the best. It's been a bit stressful, but anyway, anything that doesn't kill you just makes you stronger, as they say.
It's a collect a lifestyle. You learn, you live, you learn, and you.
Yeah.
Like I said, unfortunately, he's going to have to probably take several feet of that dam off and then redo it without the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So look, it is what it is, and he's now aware that it's impacting us, and it looks like he's going to be doing something. So, but can't say too much, because it's their problem that they're working through now, and we're happy with the fact that they're acknowledging going to do something. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to this next week coming up. It'll be pretty stressful. And look, we're the lucky ones. We just had a bit of water running through our property. There's been a lot of people that have had a river go through their house. We've got people that have lost absolutely everything again. This is the same as what happened in 2011 and 2016. So we're getting these 100-year floods every 5 years. And people that go on and say, climate change, it's a load of baloney. There's always been floods. Yeah, there has always been floods, but not at this frequency. We're getting floods that should be every once 100 years every time event. Now they're happening every 5-6 years, because the climate's changing. The ocean currents are changing. It's changing the way the high pressure systems are forming and then coming across our land here and dropping big buckets of water.
Hawaii had a hurricane. That told you anything.
And you guys are getting the southern coast of America is getting hit with those hurricanes so regularly now.
Yeah, the thing is, we've only had one this year, and I can't figure out why. Usually, we got a lot more.
Yeah, but that's also a sign of it. It's the instability. It's the changes that are happening. So people saying, oh, well, it's not happening as often. Well, that's a change, and that's what we've been predicting for the last 20 years.
Yeah, and if everybody knows, the monsoons there on the southwest absolutely was just pounded them with water this year.
Yeah. Well, we average 400 mil a year in our area, and I think we're up over 500 mil or close to 600 mil for the year so far, and we've still got a couple of months to go.
Oh, geez.
So it's been very wet, and it's just the fact that it hasn't come sort of regularly. It's come in these big events that have just dumped 3 inches of rain, and the rivers have just risen up. To to the east of my property, there's a spillway at the local water storage, and the water was flowing nearly 2 meters over the spillway, and it actually activated the emergency secondary spillway, and it basically destroyed the road. The road's gone.
Oh wow.
And then there's downstream, there's a bridge at a place called Axdale, and the water was 6 feet over the bridge. When the water cleared, there was no asphalt left on the bridge. It was just all gone, and they've actually repaired that pretty quickly. It's just about to reopen today, which is just an absolute amazing testament to the work of the volunteer SES and state emergency service. So been a lot of people in trouble, and a lot of good Aussies have just jumped up and activated their plans, and everyone's helping each other, which is really good to see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nice when the community can come together with something like that.
Yeah, well, we have an organisation. Yeah, we have an organisation here called the SES, and they're predominantly a volunteer force, and they attend, floods, storm damage. They attend road accidents. Anytime there's a major event, the SES are there along with our paid firefighters and our paid ambulance officers. And the SES, they're just, I'm not a religious person, but they're angels in orange as far as I'm concerned. They're just bloody amazing.
Yeah, I actually remember training for that when I was working for a municipality.
Yeah.
So I was one of the ones that if it got real bad, I worked in public works. I was a subsidiary of public works. So I worked in the parks department, and then if they needed more bodies, I was on that list.
Yeah. No greater service can be rendered to your fellow man in need.
Oh yeah. Yeah, usually they ended up calling me for other stuff to remove pests when they called me. Usually. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, speaking of removing pests, actually, while I was ringing in for Colan, I was a little bit proud of myself last night. I sort of had the chest puffed out.
How so?
I've become a beekeeper. I've been working with my father-in-law, who's been sort of teaching me for the last couple of months, and I've been with him and caught 3 bee swarms with him.
Ooh,
and I'm driving home from work last night, and the same guy rang back. He said, I've got a 3rd swarm in my backyard, and I had all my gear with me. I thought, you know what? I'll never know if I can do it on my own if I don't have a crack at it. So I went and caught this swarm all on me lonesome. And I caught them. I got them all, and they're in a hive on my property now, and I was really pleased with myself.
Yeah.
What kind of hives are you using?
So we're using the standard 8-frame drop-in vertical frame system.
Oh, okay. Okay, the Langströms.
Yeah, I don't know the actual technical term for them, but so we use a mixture of wax foundation and plastic foundation in the frames. We tend to give them a wax one in the middle because they really like it, and they get really homely. And then we use the plastic ones on the outside, which is more likely where you're going to have the honey, which you need something. The problem with wax foundation is it's really fragile, and harvesting the honey it can be a bit of a pain. But it smells like a beehive. It actually helps bring them in and keep them there, and then they're happy, and then you got them. But, so I'm up to 6 hives now.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get a hive this upcoming winter and get it ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it cost me about $1,000 to get started.
Yeah, well, I just bought a new box yesterday, and funnily enough, a couple of hours after I bought it, I was putting a bee swarm in it. So I'm
just super lucky.
Yeah,
it was waiting for you. It was there for you for a reason.
Yeah, exactly right. So a base box and lid and a few and pre-made frames sets you back about $160 here at the moment. And and then you either get a free swarm, or then you've got to buy a colony starter to get in there. Yeah, nuke. Yeah. So,
I was looking at some of the nukes here where I'm at, and they started around about $270 for a nuke.
Yeah,
but you get 5 frames. You get 5 frames with it, and they're actually bred to actually hold up to a lot of the diseases and pests.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's comparable to over here. So do the American US, Australian US conversion. A new kit's about 400 to 500. So it'd be a similar price.
That part.
Yeah, like I said, they give you
Hey, okay, there we go.
it was 3 frames with the brood and 2 with honey.
Yep.
And then it comes in a hard plastic box.
Yep.
A plastic box that's all in there. It's all ready to go. So all you have to do is pluck them out, put them in the brood box, and let them fill up that brood box. Then you put your either your super, or you can put a secondary brood box on top of that.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about going 4 high, so I want to do 2 brood boxes. One super was just strictly for the bees only, and then put another super on top of that, which would be for us.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are already talking over my head.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
I'm talking camera equipment in the chat. So,
So just in simple terms, a brood box is the same as a super. So a super is basically there for honey. The only difference between them is you have an excluder between them, and the excluder means that the queen can't get up into the super. So you don't get any eggs and you don't get any grubs up there. You just get honey. So you have the brood boxes down the bottom where the queen maintains the colony and breeds and lays eggs. And then you have a wire excluder which stops her going further up the hive. And then all the workers can get up there into your super, and your super is where you take your frames out and extract your honey.
Yeah.
So honey's where super's where the money is, mate. That's where the honey is.
Oh yeah, especially when you end up with 70 to 105 pounds worth of honey per large super.
Yeah.
Hi, Ajax.
Yeah. Well,
hey, Ajax, how you
This is
doing?
like what 40, up to what 43 kilos for you?
yeah. So we work on an average of 15 to 20 kilos per super per hive per year. Is sort of what the average is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So So the guy, if you're going 4 high, if you've got two honey boxes up the top, then you'd be getting that out. It depends on how much, what forest you got around and the nectar flow and a lot of other factors. So.
And just let everybody know, this does not happen over one season for, to get a brood box that large and 2 supers. You're talking 3-4 years of an investment. It's not an overnight investment.
Change your name.
And then you've got regular inspections, and then you've got regulations you got to follow. With we've got to do regular inspections and fill in a form for particularly with the varroa mite, which is in New South Wales at the moment. Hopefully, we've got it under control.
Yeah. So it finally showed up there in Australia?
Sorry.
Did it finally show up there?
Yeah, it came in on a shipping container at the Sydney port.
Oh, geez. When did that happen?
3 months ago.
Oh, geez. So it's running rampant.
So far, we had some structures in place. So around all of our major ports, the Department of Agriculture has what they call sacrificial hives. So they're actually run by the department, and they inspected those hives and found varroa mite. And because these sacrificial hives were in a ring around the ports, they were able to identify that it was at one port. And so they've destroyed about 80% of those sacrificial hives, which is that's what their job is. They're there to catch the varroa and then find it and then destroy it. So it's been limited to that area around Sydney, up in New South Wales. And of course, then there were transport bans put in place, so no bee products come out of New South Wales into Victoria, where I am. So far, it looks like it's being contained, and they may actually eradicate it from Australia, which would be the first time in the world it's ever been able to be done. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Like I said, I probably wouldn't let anything go through that port for at least 12 months.
Yeah, look, it's hard. You've only got to have
a
couple. Yeah, you've only got to have a couple of drones that are stuck in a shipping container with the mite on them, and bang, off we go.
Be right back, guys.
Wow.
Like
I heard about it. I just didn't know when it happened.
Yeah, no. If you Google it, Varroa in New South Wales, you'll get a bit of a rundown on where we're at with it. But look, at the end of the day, if we can keep it out, great. If we can't, it's just another thing. We're just everyone else has had to learn to live with it. We'll have to learn to live with it.
Yeah. The only person I know that's down there with the bees is going to be the flow hive guy.
Yeah.
because he was actually talking about that past few episodes, but he didn't say when it came in or how it came in.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, so far it's all been good news. So it hasn't got any further than what it did 3 months ago. But you know, time will tell, as they say.
Yeah, like I said, that's the hive I was going to go with too for the for super for us to consume.
Yeah. Oh, look, the flow hive just makes your honey extraction so much easier. But people think, oh, I get a flow hive and it's just easy. No. So I just go out and turn the tap and get honey anytime I want. Well, yeah, but you've still got to know bee husbandry. You've still got to know how to run that brood box underneath. You've still got to be a beekeeper.
The inspections and everything else. Yeah, you got to get in there at least 4 times a year.
Yeah. And one disadvantage of the flow hive is if your bees are going to a spot. So we have a crop over here called canola for canola oil. You guys have it too. Now, canola.
Corn. Yes, we have canola.
Yeah. So canola nectar is super sweet, and it will crystallize really quickly. So if your bees are going out and getting canola nectar and coming back to a flow hive, if that flow hive then crystallizes inside those cells, because when you turn the tap, it actually has to move those cells. It cracks them open. If it's all crystallized up, a flow hive is a bitch of a thing to try and get that crystallized honey out.
Yeah, that's when you probably got to pull it out and put it in some warm water to get it all to separate.
You've basically got to dismantle it. Whereas a traditional hive, if it crystallizes, you pull the frame out. You stick it in a bowl and you can warm it up and do it. It's so much easier. So
because I also did the math between going traditional and going with the flow hive. The flow hive would cut my cost about $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
And that's great.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a place to store all of the extruders, the hot knife, and have all that, and you got to keep it sterilized.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And then you got to clean up your mess afterwards. And then you got to really be invasive with the bees. So what that gentleman and his father did,
thank you for
which
coming.
was absolutely brilliant.
Jason and Steve are having a very in-depth conversation about beekeeping.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I used to remove bees. They were a liability. That's where I learned all my observations of bees, how they work, how they communicate, and that kind of stuff.
Once you start catching them, they're bloody fascinating. They're fascinating animals.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, I would consider the hive as the animal, not as an individual.
Exactly.
Hence the word hive mind.
Yeah. And the other misconception that people have is that the queen controls the hive, and in fact that's not true. The workers control the hive.
Mm-hmm.
The queen's got one job. She lays eggs. That's it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And as far as
the males who've got one job too.
Oh, the drones are bloody useless. They're just a liability. Yeah, they got one job to do. And
there's one male, or at least a few. Oh, we lost him.
Yeah. The drones are the males. All the rest of them are all female.
No, the ones that actually breed. There's I thought the other ones were.
That's gonna be the drones, yes.
But there's ones that are not. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to have.
Those are few and far in between. That happens in the springtime. That's when the fertile males actually leave. There's only a few of them. They go out there. They mate with the queen. Once he's mated, he leaves his parts with her, and he plummets down to the ground and dies.
Yep, sort of like mantis style.
Yeah.
Their
appendage falls off, and they're done.
Yeah. We're actually discussing cameras and recording.
I've been reading that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, while I find beekeeping fascinating,
it is.
Not everybody can get into that, but we're all YouTubers here. We need to discuss, camera gear sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was showing off my.
Yeah, I saw everyone was kind of like commenting, about it.
This is not my GoPro, my original GoPro one. This is the one that just came in the mail that I ordered off of Walmart, surprisingly enough. And
is it an Action or is it a GoPro?
The GoPro is actually GoPro, but the housing is not.
Mm.
I lost my housing, but it is a
Ah.
GoPro, as you can see. GoPro Hero 7 Silver. I was trying to do some figuring because I heard that while I cannot stream directly from the camera,
Mhm.
but somebody mentioned that maybe I could stream through the GoPro app.
Like a hotspot.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. But I thing is, if I'm going to want to stream, I want to do it from the field, with my GoPro if I can. But don't know.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there because I just got a silver. But I am glad I actually have something I can.
Oh, his phone overheated.
Oh, okay. Deb, I'm glad you're
That's
feeling
okay. I
better. I hope
figured
you get
you
better.
lost service or something like that happened,
Yeah,
Steve.
it happens more often than not, Steve. We know.
Steve.
I know, but when he's on camera, it's sweet.
Oh yeah.
But he's Steve to us anyway. I can record. I actually
I like Steve.
yeah, we do. We all do.
Yeah.
We comment about him not being here usually
I
when he's
know.
not here. Okay,
Yeah, sound in this time.
GoPro stop recording. Yes, folks. Mine's got voice activation. I do have a little.
GoPro, turn off.
Thank you. You and Cliff, really. No, I do have a little adapter that came with this particular stand. That's a Bluetooth one that I can, start it and stop it with my
Mm.
thing. I can do it with my phone too. So that way, if I want to record, it just push a button and it starts recording. It works better when I have a harness on or my head went on. That way, I don't have to I keep everything pretty much hands free. So
I've
you
actually
can
been
do,
looking at the other cameras.
yeah. I want to get a recording camera for this,
Hmm.
but we still have to get our basement finished first. They got to do some wiring down there to get a couple of plugins working again, which means they have to tear down some drywall.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
So hopefully we can get that figured out, and then we're going to set up 2 desks down there, one for Ian, one for me and Jenny. Jenny says we can share.
Question for you.
Sure.
If they're gonna have to pull the drywall off to go ahead and rewire all that, have them put up, find out how many circuits or how many outlets are on that circuit. If you can, expand a couple more of them, like up high, so you can use them on a shelf up high too as well. If
The
you're
thing
able.
is, they already have 2 on the lower and 1 in the middle. This is where
Oh,
they had
okay.
where
Ah,
this was located at is where they had the TV set up
okay.
originally.
Gotcha. All
So
right. So there's one already up high, which is
we
good.
just want them working again. We like the locations. We just want them working again. So I could probably set up. I was thinking about getting a futon to set up in the basement there, so I could sit on there and record while sitting in that chair on the couch instead of just in my recliner all the time.
Yeah.
And that way, then Jenny said I can,
And get a nice backdrop.
yeah, that too. Well, I don't know about that. It's probably going to be mostly the bookshelves I plan on building. I have some ideas for bookshelves that we're going to use for storage. We're going to have one section for outdoor gear and hunting gear, one for reenacting gear, another one for books, and another one for everything else. So, oh man, now I got to turn this thing on again. This is a GoPro Hero 7 Silver. And like I said, it does not allow me to
Hi,
record
drops.
straight to the internet. Hey, Drop, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, thank you. We are here in Osceola. We're not in Osceola, Iowa anymore. We are in Newton, Iowa once again, where we originally started. and we're just down the street, literally not even a quarter mile from where we used to live.
Anybody want to come on up? Come on up. Come on.
Oh, okay. Hey, isn't that my job to ask?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I got to put the link out. There we go. Link is in the chat, folks. If anybody wants to pop up.
1,000 pounds of concrete. Ugh, yeah.
We pulled over 1,500 cases of wine today
Wow.
for one location.
Oh, I hope you had a forklift.
No. We did have a reach truck for the multiple heavy duty ones with like 50 plus case order parts of the order.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 50 cases of one particular type of wine, we used
Yeah.
that. But some of a lot of the smaller ones we had to pull by hand.
Oh, geez.
Then we had to combine them, then wrap them, then stage them. 14 pallets, 1,500 cases for one minor location.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a holiday order. Yeah, that's okay. But the thing is, 1,000 cases are worse because they're not steady. You had to stack them above your head.
Oh, yeah. That's still a lot of weight on the bottom ones, though.
Well, the thing is, there's certain cases you can't stack on other than what they are, like Boda boxes.
Yeah.
Boda boxes, you only stack Boda boxes on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, drops. Yeah. I actually know what drops feels like because I remember doing 8 pallets of fertilizer in a day by myself.
Ooh. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Deb. I don't know about that, Rob. I mean, we do try to do things safely, but two of the guys end up pulling one of the part of a 50 case order twice because they weren't paying attention. So I had to unstack and restack a pallet just because they wasn't paying attention. Glad to hear it, Deb. Yeah, you guys are now on Candid Camera. For those people who remember the TV show. Alan Funk, I think. Huh?
Is it recording?
What?
Is it recording?
GoPro start recording. It is now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
You can turn it on and off manually. I mean,
Yeah.
you can shut off the voice activation if you wanted to, and just do it manually.
The problem is you can't see yourself on the front side of it.
No. Well, the thing is, that's what the bigger ones, the 8s, 9s, and 10s you can do. But the thing is, a lot of the time when I'm doing this, if I'm on the trail, I'm using. Give me a second here. Yeah, stay there. Don't move. What am I hitting? Okay, there. I have on my hat. Gotta remember what I did. Yeah, I got my wrist one. Sometimes for different depending on what I'm using.
There's J&J is now.
Hey Jay, how you doing? Then I got my chest one, which I don't use very much because I'm going backpacking because the harness gets in the way of my actual backpacking harness. The one I'm trying to figure out where I placed it is my head mount, which is the one I put on my hat that's what I usually use.
Yeah, we need somebody to come up here for a few minutes.
Why, you need to go take a break?
Yeah.
No.
Go check on the wife.
I can handle it. Oh, come on.
Okay.
I've been doing it for a while.
I'll take my phone with me so I can at least talk to you guys.
You got to go use the facilities? Go use the facilities.
No, I'm going to go check on the wife.
Well, she's on the chat. You can just ask her. Molly's on the chat. I saw her. Okay, I can understand that, Drops. We're in the process of cleaning the house too. We still got to get stuff from our storage unit to the house, so we can get it out of there, a public storage where we can actually, save money. So we're going to find out what's going on. We're also we got some other stuff we're working on, but oh my gosh, that's very old. I think I need to replace some of these Band-Aids, huh?
Probably.
For those people who have never understand, this is an old Johnson and Johnson first aid kit. And Bobby, just to let you know, if you have a GoPro Hero 3, and you need some accessories, let me know, because I still have the underwater housing for my 3 that I can't use anymore. And it won't work with my 7. So that's something you can consider if you're interested. Let me know. Maybe we can work something out about getting, because I've got stuff I got to get rid of, and I can't use this anymore. And this is waterproof anyway. So another thing I got in besides the housing for this is a new military winter hat. So I was lucky to find one that actually fit my head. Yeah. Rob, if you want to come up and shut it off, you're more than welcome. I'm waiting for someone from the chat to pop in. Yep, they got to tell me to turn it off. So, well, that's understandable, Bobby. But right now, I'm recording you, recording me, recording you, and so forth and so on.
It's kind of like that scene in Spaceballs where you keep seeing each other.
When are we? What is this? Now, sir. You're seeing now. Now, that's one thing cool about this thing. I can put it in slow-mo mode. I can put it in fast mode. All different kinds of different modes on here. I'm still learning. I can't edit very well, so I generally do one big shots as if I can. It wouldn't be the first time, Rob. You're always in bed. I will be off work on Thursday. Maybe home. Who knows? I might go live if there's after the guy who gets looking at our oven. And here comes Drops. Hello, sir.
How you doing, Colin? How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Doing good?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There you are.
It's been a long night. Yeah, I just been doing a lot of stuff, and we've been doing stuff. I get feel my mouth, so it's like a little bit different. But
I understand that.
yeah, we're just getting stuff ready to go, man.
Where are you going?
We're Arkansas or northern, southern Missouri. We want to sell the place, and we've put up for sale, and we got maybe a couple offers
Oh, that's good.
for what we want for it, and you know, of course, I don't buy anything unless I pay cash. So, cash.
I understand.
Yeah, I don't do mortgages anymore. I haven't done that in 20 years. So, and we're doing a different business, and the wife has a no, I didn't tell you I got married, right?
No.
Well, okay.
I
Talking
haven't
just got
seen you
5
in
years.
how long?
About 5 years we were talking together, and we decided to get together within the last year and a half. She had to take her stuff, but she finally got eventually up here, and she's been up here for 3 months. And we have a new company filed, Grumpy Monkey LLC, which actually is a natural homemade soap company. Okay.
Oh, congratulations.
Right. Well, it's not my company; it's hers.
No, I'm talking about the married thing.
Yeah. I'm happy.
Glad to hear it.
I mean,
I'm happy
I had
too, my wife's right there.
yeah. Well, my wife passed away almost 6 years ago, and it's a different story. But you know, you lose
Yeah,
your
you
other
talked about
stuff.
that before. I remember.
Yeah, I did. You know, it's a good thing, right? And said, "Do you like the mustache?" She's like, "I don't care."
I don't
It's like,
know about the mustache. I mean, I'm used to seeing you without facial hair
oh,
and shorter hair too.
right. I'm a Viking. What do you want? You know?
I mean, that's why I go my braid. I got my hair is long, so I just keep it in a braid.
Well, I'm a Viking. What do you want? Come on.
Hey,
Anyways,
my hair's long too. I just keep it up.
yeah, well, I can do that too. That's always did. Anyways, so anyways, we're just doing fine. We're just you know, enjoying the chickens and we would let them roam through the garden this year. Especially now because we're winding down. 2 weeks left or 3 weeks left before it freezes, so we're just letting them have fun, and and I'm still using the crossbow on the stupid coyotes.
I can understand. Oh, I got something to show you that I'm actually kind of proud of. Give me a second.
Okay.
Now, it's not the biggest or anything like that, but I grew tomatoes from seed.
Okay.
My first
That's
ones.
that's good. And what seeds did you use?
This are the beefsteak.
Yeah, I have beefsteak tomatoes, and I actually save the seeds every year and grow them next year from the same ones. And when you acclimate them to the environment that they're in, they will change and they will grow bigger. But that's not very big.
No,
And
no. This one was moved around in a hotel for a couple of months and everything. We were kind of surprised that it actually produced any kind of fruit whatsoever. And this is the first one. We have another one that's it's turning ripe right now. We have
right.
two tomato plants, and I was actually kind of shocked I have anything at all.
Well, you have to determine which ones are indeterminate tomatoes and determinate tomatoes. I know my gardening skills, right?
Yeah, the
So
thing is,
so
I mean, to me, I have zero gardening skills. I think the fact that it exists, is amazing to me. I actually got this far.
let me
So
show you what one looks like. Okay,
I've
uh,
seen
give
your
me
tomato. You
give.
showed me those before.
No, it's about that big. It's like
Yeah,
6 or
when you
time
made
big.
your homemade tomato soup,
Right.
I seen you when you made them. Which, by the way, I'm still jealous about your tomato soup.
Oh, well, you should be because it was delicious, but
It
you
looked
don't want to
delicious.
use beefsteak tomatoes to use it with. But I actually did that. But indeterminate tomatoes versus determinate tomatoes. Now you can go to the store, and I'm going to tell you right now that you can buy tomatoes, Roman tomatoes, and you can buy them and take the seeds out of them, dry them real quick, and you can grow Roma tomatoes. Now that they're not considered heirloom tomatoes, but they actually grow the same tomato, and you grow them indoors like a bush, and they all grow at the same time, so you can can them all at the same time. Did you?
I'm not. I don't know how to can. Doesn't mean I can't learn. It's just that with everything that's
Well,
been going on for a while, we just
Phoebe
haven't.
does that. Phoebe does that canning. She does robo canning, by the way. So it's not FDA approved, but it works. And and you just need a little bit of lemon juice inside of your tomato sauce to
Can't
actually.
use lemon juice in our house. Jenny's allergic to citrus.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
It is because especially since I love like lemonade and things like that. Can't use it.
Can she actually? Well, Phoebe can't have shellfish, so it's like I love shrimp, and it's like, oh no, no shrimp in the house anymore. It's like cut off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
So
cool, Molly, that you're learning.
Mhm.
The thing is, I'm still, beside the size, the fact that I've never grew anything like this before, I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I got this far because the first one didn't make it. The first time I tried growing a tomato,
it looks nice and ripe, but I mean, did you do it inside completely or outside?
it was inside for a while, but when it was nice during the summer, I left them out on the balcony on the back deck when we moved
Okay,
here, and I left them outside for a while. But then the weather started changing, getting colder,
I
so I
can tell
brought
you
them
why
in.
they didn't grow so big. You know why? Because you have a P and K value for plants that you need. And so like for cabbage, cilantro, potatoes, you need to have a 20-20-20 value. And that
I have
means
no clue about any of that. I'm
I
not.
Nitrogen,
first
phosphorus, and potassium.
Oh,
yes, sir.
okay.
Yes. Yes, sir. And so you have to have the right value of stuff in your stuff. And if you actually have potting soil, that's one of the crappiest soils in the world. And you need to look out for that and enrich your soil with the right nutrients for your plants. depending on the vegetable. Now, a reason why a lot of people fail on carrots and stuff like that is because they have too high of a nitrogen value. You need it about 4 or 5 or below for nitrogen value. Otherwise, your carrots will be wilted, small, and never grow big. But they
Never
need
had
the
any carrots produce or anything because we tried when we were first in our old house down the street here, but we didn't know what we were doing. The fact that I got this far is amazing. I'm kind of lucky.
well. What I'm saying is that you need to pay attention to your plant type. You're growing like a potato or a carrot. They have different nutrient requirements on the NPK level, which Jason just said.
And
And
pH.
nitrogen, phosphate, and
Potassium.
potassium. Yes. And
Okay.
if you don't pay attention to that, you're not going to grow a successful vegetable like a carrot. If there's too much nitrogen in the soil, you're going to get skinny carrots. You have to actually think about companion planting also. Companion planting means that these plants work together, and legumes, which is also called beans and peas, are nitrogen fixers in the soil, and they grow great with corn, squash, and stuff like that.
I knew
Okay,
that peas grew better with corn, but that's about
right,
only what I knew
right.
because my
But
grandma did that.
you need to pay attention to these things because if you're going to grow in a situation where you have zero food coming out of the food market, you have to think about that.
Because
This is part of things, whether you hunt, whether you are a forager, or whether you are a grower or a gardener or homesteader or a prepper. You need to understand these things.
I understand certain things because hunting I know, fishing but I can do it. But gardening is the first. This is the first thing I've grown since not our peas, our green beans in our old house, which we had an abundance of green
Okay,
beans.
well, you also need to know what plants are actually self-pollinating and which ones are not.
I
Okay,
found out from Cliff. Uh,
Cliff's a very good resource.
yeah,
That's Fox
he's the one that talked to
Outdoors.
me about bees. That's how I got
And,
this with his advice.
right, and Fox Outdoors, you should probably drop us a link because he knows how to grow stuff over there in New Mexico.
Oh, give me a
Um,
second. I got to get to it. Bear
okay.
with me.
He
Thank you
actually,
for reminding me to put this link up.
yeah, you should because he actually knows how to grow stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, Cliff is a very talented man in many ways,
Oh,
and
he's more than that. He's a good friend too. So
he is, and so are we, and so is Mal, and so is Benoit, and you know, and North, North, and people
I
like
haven't
that.
seen. I've only talked to Sean once in the last few months because he's
Uh,
been not well. So
well, he's had cancer and he's had problems,
I know.
and I was actually on his lab and actually a mod for him, so
I was
um,
there.
yeah, I
Remember?
remember, and I think I posted your link, right?
Yes, you did. And I said thank you.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just below amateur because
There's
I
good
dabble.
there's
Go
good people in the world that have a good heart and a good sense of things, and you're one of them, and so is North, and so is Cliff, and and
A lot of
I
people
don't
in
know.
this chat are. I mean, this guy right here is a really good friend, and
Yeah,
he's good with working with about if you have a lot of pests in your garden. This guy can help you with that.
yeah. Did you post your link there, or do I know your channel? Because I
Yeah,
would
Yes.
really like to know it.
give me a second. I will
Yeah.
get it for you.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Because there's people that actually want to help other people, and there's people that just want to break down people, and I don't want those kind of
No.
people on my channel. You know,
Yeah,
honestly.
Jason is called Pest Hunter Outdoors for a
Yes.
reason,
Yes.
and he when he lived in Arizona, that's what he did for a living.
Yep.
Are you familiar with Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well look that up and you'll find that it's organic and it actually just uses a actual pesticide created by natural bacteria in the soil, and you can actually use that. And the only problem is that when you spray too much, and mix it with water and stuff like that, it actually does kill bees. So you have to be careful during those crucial time periods. Okay.
Yeah, they had a
So,
big discussion on beehives and stuff earlier in the chat. You must have missed it.
Yeah.
well, I have plenty of bees, but I have ground bees. They're not high bees; they're ground bees, which
Yeah.
is different over in Washington State, over in the eastern part of it. And so you need to be careful about spraying plants at a certain time of the year for the ground bees. Otherwise, you kill them too. It can make them sick. And but Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew is a good alternative, natural organic pesticide. And I'm all about organic because everything I do is organic in my garden. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I may not make a lot of sense to people, but what I'm telling you is that I don't grow food that is not organic. Everything's organic and heirloom. All my seeds are heirloom, and I grow them and I harvest them, even the beefsteak tomatoes. So,
Yeah. Mine are actually heirloom because someone sent them to me with
mhm.
a bunch of other seeds, and these just happen to be the easiest ones for me to grow. Where I was in my my situation that was going on at the time, and like I said, they may not be big,
Thank you.
but they work really really well.
I got one bigger in the hand.
I understand it. I'm not. It's not about
I
size for
know.
me. It's about the fact that I got it to this particular point that
I
actually
didn't. I
grew
didn't mean to
something.
say that, but whatever. You
That's
know.
okay. That's cool. I mean, literally. I mean, look at Quebec Homestead. Her potatoes are freaking head size, but
Yeah.
I will never be that good of a farmer or anything like that. But I will grow just enough for what we need, and I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah. Mal said. Phoebe asked me to ask Mal about Maori about getting some what is it chaga, and she said they were out of that stuff. So I went to Northern Girl Hobbies, and we're talking about that now, about getting some chaga, and we're going to put in some of the soap. So there you go, right?
Chaga soap, huh? I would have to
Yeah.
be careful with that because it's a mushroom, and I'm allergic to mushrooms.
Well, we also make excrement soap, and we make stuff that is non-scented too. So, and
Yeah,
of course,
I'll
not
make
my
sure not to
company.
buy those.
Well,
I will promote them. I will promote them for you, but I won't.
the whole premise of the company is to actually generate revenue to actually help veterans and stuff. So
Well, I
we're
am a
not gonna
veteran.
we're not well, we are too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
am I. And
So is
the whole
Jenny.
thing the whole thing is to actually promote veterans and to help them find homes. So we're working on that. We're looking at a place to buy that we actually, could actually renovate and actually put homeless veterans in there, which actually they could actually do. And Monkey Grumpy Soap is part of that thing. So it's mostly it's a for-profit business, but for-profit business to actually help veterans. So
Oh,
and
thank you for that,
we take zero freaking dollars from that. I mean, I
and
don't
thank
need
you
the
for your
money.
service, by the way.
Yes, and thank you for yours and yours. The thing is that people don't realize that people serve this country for a noble reason, and we always should serve this country for a noble reason, even if the people in charge are not at a noble reason at this point, regardless of who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I grew up in a family of veterans, so everybody serves in my family.
Everybody served in my family since the Civil War, and they served on both sides. So,
Mine didn't
uh,
go back that far. Mine actually came over on the boat from Ireland, so they kind of missed that particular war. They came in over, during the potato
oh,
famine.
what did they? Because
Oh, yeah.
back in 1486, they were shuffling a lot of people over there in servitude, and you know, you had indentured servants, and that was a different story. and people never got out of that cycle because they were actually enslaved in
Pretty
that
much,
situation.
because they could never afford to buy out their bonds,
Exactly.
which really is sucky.
But anyway, we're going to go back to whatever you want to talk about. But I
Oh,
mean,
we're talking about a little bit of everything. I mean, from camera gear that but I got a new housing for my GoPro where I can
And
use
you're
them on.
still recording.
Yeah, if you want to shut it off, you can go for it.
GoPro, turn off.
No,
Oh,
GoPro
stop
stop.
recording.
Now you shut it off. Go.
there we go.
GoPro shut off.
It already. There it goes.
But there's a lot of skills that people can learn. It's not just growing food, and gardening. It's bushcrafting. I mean,
Blacksmithing, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Carpentry.
the blacksmithing stuff, dude. I mean, Jason, it really is an interest of mine. I know Emma's husband over there, Sonny's place, actually does blacksmithing and creates his own blades. There's dipole blades. There's also Darren at oh, what's the name of that? Down Under Forge or something like that. He does stuff
I've
like that.
seen that one. I've seen that one.
I haven't.
Ian actually has worked for several blacksmiths at a lot of the reenactments that we go to, and he's learned a lot about blacksmithing small blades and things like that.
Well, that's a very important thing to do, and blacksmithing is something I want to get into, but I haven't got into it yet. But there's very important things you can do. Um, if the lights go out, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I know just enough to make arrowheads. That's for me that's my skill set. Anything to do with what I do, I learned how to do. With
hmm
exception, I have not learned to make bows yet because I don't
No,
have
I,
like.
I I haven't either actually, but I do have a couple crossbows. You know what I'm saying? I have a
Oh yeah,
pistol one, and I actually have a 461, which actually goes 460 feet per second, right?
right.
And with the broadheads on and stuff like that. In fact, I can reach it out of the corner, but I think you seen it before, right?
You have showed me several times, and I've got a 74-pound longbow which I use for bigger game, and my 55-pound takedown I use for smaller game or when I'm up in trees or a stand or what have you because it's shorter. But I don't,
But I'm going to tell you the history of crossbows if you want to hear this, because actually crossbows actually revolutionized the military stance because you could take a farmer out the field and a crossbow would be more useful than a longbow because the longbow requires real skill to shoot.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, and it takes well, the average was about 20 years to do a bow of any use in the military. That's why
hmm
they started in Europe, England specifically, at the age of 8. You had to start learning to shoot your bow,
Right.
and that's how old
Well,
I was when I started when I was 8.
but this was revolutionized over there in China when they started the crossbow. And the crossbow caught on with the French later on. And that's why the French were so dominant. And that's why, what's his name, King, whatever, that ruled over Germany and France and stuff, took over most of the countries over there. What was his name? It wasn't Midas, it was somebody else.
What was the name again?
I forget his name. Started with an M.
Mussolini? No.
No.
No,
Hey, you
Mussolini
sat
was
down.
Italian.
I'm going with the ones I know. Um,
Mussolini got what he got. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know.
He
But
He's more recent, not historic.
you did specify.
It
Yeah.
wasn't Midas. It was somebody else. King something, whatever. It doesn't
Oh, it's
matter.
way before Napoleon.
Oh, way
Um,
before that. Yeah.
I'm still posting people's
I can't
links
remember.
just to let people know.
Right. I don't remember the name of the guy, but he ruled over most of Germany, France, and you have to look at the history.
Give me a second. I had it. Oh,
It's right there. It's right there.
no. French. They No, that's Charlemagne. That's a whole different one.
Charlemagne. That's what it was.
You
Charlemagne.
said with an M. I said with Charlemagne was with a C.
Yeah, but it's Charlemagne is what you're thinking
He
about.
won a
Yes.
battle after he was dead.
Yeah, he controlled a lot of Europe before, and the reason why he took over most of Europe was with the crossbow.
And horses.
Crossbow.
Well, he
The
won the
cow.
battle being on horseback.
Well,
Dead.
the cavalry was part of the equation, but the actual crossbow was the most important equation for Charlemagne.
But they
Yeah.
lost the Battle of Agincourt because their bowstrings got soaked and the longbows kicked their butts.
Well, you also have to consider in the medieval days they used the long spear or the long lance,
The pike.
the pike.
Or
Well, the
halberd
pike
is what Jenny
pike
says.
pike was one of them, but the long spear which they had on horseback mounted, nobody could stand against the cavalry until a certain date. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Until the Vikings came along with their shield wall, and then those things were ineffective.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Vikings, which of course I'm a Swede and Dane, I'm a classic Viking, looking at me. We came along and invented the shield wall, right?
Yep. Sorry.
That was the Romans.
Jenny says that was the Romans.
Nope.
The phalanx. No, the Romans had the phalanx.
They had the phalanx. They had certain things too. They had like they had squads and squares and stuff like that. But
They had the discipline.
They had the discipline, yes, but the Vikings also had that same discipline. They learned it from the Romans because of the fact is that after the Mongols were kicked out of Sweden, and most people don't know this, but Sweden took control of a lot of the world on the eastern part of Europe, even Romania. They were taught certain tactics, but the Mongols actually controlled Sweden for over 200 years, including Romania and a lot of other countries. You see, there's a big swing over there, and weapons were devised and designed, and that's how that happened. Now, you look at the history of Moscow.
I haven't studied, Russian
well,
history.
You should, because that will give you a hint on the way Russia runs today. Moscow.
Please forgive me, but check this out. Oh, come on, work.
It's working.
I seen the Kensington runestones. Yes,
that's pretty cool.
But you also see Scottish runestones with glass on the outside of it, right? How did that happen?
I have not seen them because I haven't been out that direction. I've been in Germany, England for half an hour, Switzerland once, and France for a couple hours.
Right.
That's about as far as I've been.
Okay, well, if you look at the techniques used over there, the castle's walls were composed of glass on the outside, which means there was a super barn of some type to create the glass on the outside. Now, how did it happen? This is an area where you don't want to go to on this channel.
Napalm or Greek fire? I have no idea.
Greek fire or atomic fire. And you look at Pakistan, same thing. There's also a city where it's so toxic you can't even go there. And
that place. Okay.
And also northern India too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'm going to let everybody know I'm going to be closing this down
I think it's
in about 11 minutes. I got 11 more minutes. Then I got to close up at 10 o'clock because I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I want to say thank you for coming, everybody, because Really appreciate the advice and then all the good information drops. I really appreciate it.
Well, you look at ancient weapons and how they're developed, and or stuff like this, and like the bow, the crossbow, stuff like that.
I know
Stuff is.
mainly the bow. That's my skill. That's my skill set.
I know, I know,
Well, like I said,
but
when you can hand a crossbow to a farmer and he can be proficient with it within 4 hours to a day, it's a no-brainer.
yeah, the Chinese figured it out a long time ago,
Hmm.
and the Mongols also did also, and then when you had Europe equate to this, like the French, you had Charlemagne take over a lot of Europe, and those borders were translucent. They just moved back and forth, back and forth.
Very fluid back then.
Yes, but if you also look at the same time period, North America, you look at the Indian tribes, and they did the same thing, only twice as much. Okay,
Hmm.
so they didn't have the crossbows; they had different warrior type stuff, and you look at this stuff and you look at history, and you'll find it's not so confluent as you think it is.
Well, they had the atlatl, although I call it the spear chucker, but it's basic, fairly accurate. Sometimes even more so than bows, depending on the situation.
It's
If
called
there's
a javelin.
they no they it's an atlatl. It's a
It's
whole
got
different
a
bow.
it's got a lever on it that you
It's got a
use it
lever
for
handle.
to give you more FPS.
Yeah, javelin.
No, it's still called an atlatl, and the dart is called a dart. Don't ask me why. There's a team that works out of the Grinnell College, which is about 15 miles from me. They
Right.
schooled me on that. I called it a javelin too, until they said no, and they gave me a half an hour spiel about what it was.
But you understand that the develop of stuff like this was actually a development on societies actually being freer from their current societies,
Yeah.
and they had these things, and most people nowadays would never have an idea what it is.
Good thing we do a lot of reenacting.
And we do a lot of reenacting though, drops. So we know more live action. Like
Yeah, I heard your wife, and I understand that, but it's just like the thing is that most people don't have those skills. So you
yeah,
using a longbow or whatever,
I
I
do.
don't know what you use, Jason, but
Everything.
yeah, I use these funny little things called black widows, and these are throwing knives. These are pretty heavily weighted. These are tang type, and they're pretty good for thrown through the wall if you want to, or something else. But those things happen, and self defense is always a good thing to learn when you're prepping, right, guys?
Right.
Hmm.
I mean, you learn how to use multiple things. I mean, I've been in martial arts for over 10 years or a decade, and we used a lot of things: staff, nunchucks, stars, the whole deal.
I only learned one martial art outside of archery, and that was Tai Chi.
Yeah, Tai Chi,
It's
Chi
not much,
Wan,
but it works for me.
Tai Chi, Chi Wan, and Taekwondo is a joke to me, and
I don't know
well,
anything about
sort
that
of.
one.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of styles, but I learned a lot of the open hand styles along with the closed fist hands.
I just
But
learned the one. I didn't learn to do anything with it other than practice it. That's it. Uh,
yeah, I learned over 10 years working on martial arts,
ooh,
and
Bobby was in Taekwondo.
yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of people who were. I mean, and I knew a
Oh, and
few.
I got the song on my head.
Oh, Jenny's got a favorite song named that particular art. So yeah,
yeah. Spin and kick stuff doesn't work so well when you're actually in combat, but the
I don't like getting
actual
that close, to be honest. That's why I like my bows.
Keep my distance.
Yeah, death
yeah.
at a distance is okay for me.
But self defense is probably one of the most important things you can learn for a family and teach your family at home.
Oh
And
yeah,
also, besides prepping and storing food and learn how to hunt and
you
learn,
got to learn how to protect your stuff that you have.
yeah,
because
Yeah.
there's too many people out there saying, "Oh, I'm going to stock up on firearms and I'm going to just take people's stuff because I can." Not necessarily going to work.
Well, the most dangerous prepper in the world is somebody who has a gun and 3 cans of beans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Or no compulsion on how they get their next meal because they will do whatever they have to get themselves fed. Damned everybody else.
I mean, I could show you like 35 pounds of seeds that I grow, that I have grown and stored, and
They would
heirloom
probably eat
seeds.
the seeds because they don't know, the
Any
difference.
better?
Well, what most people don't know is that the seeds off the store you can get when they don't sell the seeds is like beans. You get a 15 beans package. Everything in there will grow except for the split peas. Okay,
Okay, why the split peas?
because they're split.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've already ruined the endosperm that's inside the
Yes,
seed.
okay.
exactly.
Like I
But
said,
most of
I'm
the
not much of a gardener, but I try.
Well, if you buy a bag of pinto beans, buy a bag of red beans, buy a bag of kidney beans that are dried off the shelf, you can soak
Mhm.
them in water for about 5 days or so and plant them and they will grow.
That's cool. Didn't know that. I want to
Yes,
grow fruit
and
trees.
so if you want to actually spend a bunch of money on seeds, you know, $3 a packet for a little packet of seeds. Well,
Well, I've got plenty of seeds. I just haven't had a place to grow until this year.
I'm just telling people right now that if you need to grow something like pinto beans or kidney beans or whatever beans, northern grape beans or whatever, just go buy a pack off the shelf. The dry beans you do, and you soak them in water for like 4 or 5 days until they puff up, and you put them in the ground, and they will grow so fast you have no idea. You don't need
Like
to
I
go
said,
buy $3 packets of seeds, with a few seeds in it. You got a whole packet of seeds, like a pound of seeds. You can grow right there. And also Roman tomatoes, you buy them in the store, save the seeds off of it, dry them out real quick for 2 or 3 days,
okay, how do you
plant
dry
them.
them?
You just cut them out. You strain them through and get all the stuff off of them, and then just let them sit there for about 2 or 3 days, and then you can plant them.
Do you put them in a paper towel? Do you put them in a
Nope,
Ziploc
nope,
bag? What do you use?
nope. I just use a little strainer and get all the stuff off the seeds and
I
then
just use a
dry them
wire
out.
strainer
The
and
thing is,
just get it all cleaned out.
everybody talks about doing that, but they don't explain how properly.
Oh, I
You'd
guess
be
I'm gonna have to do
surprised how
that.
many people don't know that because you said, "Oh, you dry them." I go, "Okay, how do you dry them?" And that's why I asked you that.
Just put
You
on a
know,
Yeah,
strainer, and you just rub
make
all the
sure they're
stuff out.
clean. You didn't
Yeah,
mention about
yeah.
cleaning them. No one never
yeah.
said that either.
And what I do is I leave them in that wire mesh colander, and I'll come by a couple times a day, and then I'll move them around until they get dry. Because when they
Okay,
get dried from all the way around, they're not sitting on something.
Now,
okay.
one of the things you got to worry about though is if you're going to use peppers and grow them. Usually, the green bell peppers are rated so the seeds are dead already. Okay. For some reason, they do that for a reason, but the red and yellow and green, orange peppers are
Oh,
not.
okay. Molly has a question for you. Is how do you store your seeds?
Just put them in a plastic baggie for a sandwich.
Okay, that's good to know. I've got 2 minutes left. Drops. Just to
And
let you.
and there's some seeds that you need to activate with cold. You throw them in the freezer 2 days before you grow them, and some you don't. Um, Most of the root vegetables, I actually have on my channel, the actual channel, a grow chart, and most of the stuff you start in the fall and spring, you actually freeze them before you put them. Before you try to sprout them because you want to do that, and that's most of the brassicas and peppers and stuff like that. Some seeds need heat, some don't, and
Okay.
it's between the growing season. So I do have actually a free um, thing you can download. Nothing's recorded. You just download it and it's over at dropsfamilygarden.com.
Okay. Thank
You
you,
got a
Drops. I
chart
really
and a
appreciate it.
growing chart and a growing zone for your area, and it tells you when and what not to start at certain times.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
I
got to
also
start wrapping it up, Drops.
yeah.
Just you know, I mean,
Now
thanks.
I
It
also
also it also tells you about companion planting, so you know what plants to grow together. So when you grow plants, you don't grow them in a row. You grow companion plants together so that they work together. If you don't do
Okay.
that, you don't maximize your yield.
in squares.
Well,
Exactly.
having soil to begin with, when you usually when I like I said when I didn't, you know, I did containers for the longest time because that's all I had. Um, but now that I've got a piece of property that actually has a place where I can make a garden, but I have to wait until next year to do anything with it because I don't have any tools yet. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do in the spring next year is prep our garden.
Okay. I
But
got a
right
hint
now,
for everybody too as well. Whenever you see a sale at Harbor Freight for the ammo cans, go grab them, and you can store your dried seeds in those, and then store them in a cooler
those supposed to,
location.
they have the seal, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I've
Hmm.
seen them with the seal. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
That's just
and
that's to keep the rodents and the insects from getting in there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
and right
okay,
there
cool. I didn't realize you.
you can download the charts off there for free. There's nothing collected. It drops down in the garden, and you can actually find out which plant when to plant what plants, and depending on your area, it has different codes for different areas, and also has the companion planting stuff.
Drops. When do you go live? Do you have a live time
I
where
don't
you
go
go?
live
That's
anymore. I don't do much anymore.
okay. If
Um,
you did, I mean, like we could direct people to you, and they could ask questions to you, and
well, they
I
can
know you're
ask.
busy and moving and everything right now, but if you ever decided to go back and start doing lives, I'm sure your advice would be great help to many people.
Because
I've been
I'm
gardening for
learning.
over. I've been gardening for over 5 decades.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
I
actually having
gotta
to
close it down.
relearn
I am
my area.
exhausted. Please forgive me. But folks, I've got to go. So thank you, Drops. Thank you, Jason.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everybody in the chat.
Well, I do a germination test on the seeds to make sure that I take a sample of 10 and I actually see how many sprout from that South Florida. And then I know the germination rate.
Okay, Sal. Oh, by the way, Sal, thank you for coming. You're catching us as we're ending the stream. Uh, but I will post your link in the chat in case anybody's interested.
And if
That
you
way,
want to know about chickens, I can tell you some starters on chickens and how to raise them. Phoebe Hit knows a lot about hogs and cows. Um, she spent some time on the farm doing that stuff. I mean, we're not like we don't know what we're doing.
you're
We've been
welcome,
doing this for
Bobby. I really
a long
appreciate
time.
it for you being here.
Yeah.
I'll be going live on Thursday at 8 p.m. for my regular Thursday night live. Um, so thank you all for coming.
Hmm.
If you can make it on Thursday, Drops, you're more than welcome to drop by.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same thing with me for tomorrow. I'm tomorrow 8 p.m.
yep.
Mountain, or excuse me, Central Standard Time.
Yeah, he's from Texas.
Yeah.
My,
We're taking
same
the
time zone,
cats to the
different.
vets on Thursday, so I don't know about that one. But
But that's fine.
you know,
Thanks for you. I'm sorry. I'm just
I'm just
tired.
saying that I know a lot about gardening and a lot of things about this, and it's, you know, I answer questions if people ask, and
I'm sure
and
we
I
got a lot of people who are interested in asking you some questions. But like I said, I've got to let you guys go. It's it
okay.
my I got some things I got to do before I go to bed tonight. So be well, be safe. Love you all. And
See most of you tomorrow.
yeah,
Take care.
and night.
All
Love
right.
you
Good
all.
night, everybody.
Bye.